Welcome everyone! Have you ever noticed that your Uma during the earlier parts of the race would move up to 3rd place and then randomly it would move back down to 5th place and you're thinking, oh well, another Uma is just faster or activate a skill to overtake me? Well, let me tell you that's not the only reason why. Because this is something called pace down mode and it works in tandem with the position keeping mechanics that are built into the game, affecting your target speed, which we covered in the previous video. Today, we're going to build on what we have learned and talk about position keeping and why unlucky skill activation timing can sometimes be the reason you lose your races. So, grab a carrot and enjoy another lesson on today's race mechanic, position keeping. During my last video, I know I talked about the different parts of the race course, but I wanted to dive a little deeper into it. Now, let's remember that a racetrack is divided into 4 phases, but in addition to that, the game actually divides the whole race into 24 sections, with each phase consisting of multiple sections, which are as follow. The early race goes from section 1 to 4, mid race 5 to 16, late race 17 to 20, and last sprint phase 21 to 24. Each section is about 1 out of 24 of the total distance of the race course. This just means that you just have to divide the total distance of the race course by 24 and you get the distance in meters for every section. So let's say if you're doing the CM14 Tokyo 1600 meters, you just divide 1600 by 24 and you get 66.67, which is about for one section of the race. This is important because position keeping only happens during the first 10 sections of the race, which means it covers the entire early race and just a little bit under the half of the mid race. So another way that the race course is divided aside from their sections and phases is what I like to call the position keeping zone and the non-position keeping zone, where the position keeping mechanic only happens during the position keeping zone. And then if you want to find out how much distance in meters the position keeping zone is, you just have to multiply the distance of the course by 10 and then divide it by 24, and then you get your position keeping zone distance in meters. But what is position keeping exactly? As the name suggests, it's a mechanic where the game tries to keep every runner in the position they are supposed to be in relative to the pacemaker during the earlier parts of the race. Before the 1.5 anniversary update, the pacemaker is any leading Uma from whichever running style is expected to run closest to the front, which means that front runners are usually your pacemakers, but in the case there are no front runners, then the leading pace chaser will be the pacemaker, and if there are no fronts nor pace chasers, then the leading late surger will be the pacemaker, and the same idea goes for enclosers. After the 1.5 anniversary, the exact conditions for position keeping pacemaking is actually unknown. Now, the game actually checks the position keeping state about every 2 seconds to see if an Uma should enter position keeping mode or not. If an Uma enters the position keeping mode, there are 3 ways to exit it. Either she runs one full section in that mode, she goes back to the position she's supposed to be in, or she activates a speed skill during pace down mode. So, meaning that your target speed could be raised or lowered depending on the mode you are in. But what exactly are these modes, you might ask? Well, for front runners, they look slightly different, but for all the other running styles, we call it pace up mode, which increases the target speed by 1.04 times, and pace down mode, which decreases the target speed by 0.915 before the 1.5 anniversary and 0.945 after the 1.5 anniversary update. Each mode besides pace down mode needs to pass a wit check after the game tells your Uma, hey, you're not in the position you're supposed to be in. Front runners, on the other hand, have 2 different modes, which are called speed up mode and overtake mode. We know that front runners want to maintain the lead early on, so these 2 mechanics tie into that notion, which is speed up mode only activates when the front runner is not that far ahead of another Uma behind them. You could think of it like, oh my god, I'm in first place, but the other Uma is like right behind me. I need to move faster so they don't pass me. Which then increases the target speed by around 1.04 times, so if the speed up mode activates when your front runner is in first, then what about overtake mode? Well, overtake mode happens when your front runner is not in first. This means that your front runner needs to take back the first place, which would then increase her target speed by 1.05 times, And as aforementioned, this could happen anytime during sections 1 through 10 of the race after passing a weight stat check under the correct requirements. Now, I want to talk about some special interactions, such as skill activations during position keeping zone. So let's work through an example. Let's say I'm running a laser here on the Tokyo 1600 meters racetrack, and I somehow activate it straight away at depth, just a little bit after the start of the mid-race. Around, let's say, section 6, and I ran in front of the pace chaser because it increased my target speed. Now, you will not enter pace down mode immediately, but instead, pace down mode will only activate after the duration of straightaway depth expires. But what if I activate a skill such as corner adept in section 10? Well, if the skill duration goes past section 10 into section 11, then your Uma will not enter pace down mode, but instead it will basically maintain the position they are in, or until another Uma passes them. So as always, I want to finish the videos with some important takeaways. So remember, a race is divided into 24 sections. Position keeping only happens during the first 10 sections of the race. Front runners have their position keeping mode. Pace up mode means your Uma is behind, so they need to speed up. Pace down mode means that your Uma is a little bit ahead from where they're supposed to, so they need to lower their target speed to return to their original place. And speed skills can temporarily push your backline Uma forward without immediately activating pace down mode. Now, if there is anything confusing, or I got some of the mechanics or condition wrong, please feel free to leave a comment and tell me more about it so that everyone can know. And thank you all for watching today's video, and have an amazing day.